Good morning, friends. How we doing? Mic check here. Oh, I got way too many rooms open as usual. I know. I thought about doing the intro music, and then I thought that it was childish. uh, I'll start doing it. I'll maybe start doing it here on a more consistent basis. Um, yeah, Paul, we were stuck on the Flow Algo screen because that's the screen that D-Man put up after his session this morning, and and a lot of people wanted to see that option flow. So, good morning, everyone. Um, God, what a good morning with this pop up, huh? We were looking yesterday at Staying Alive for exit music. I know I was trying to find some exit music after my session yesterday, and I couldn't find anything that I really loved. I found a bunch of great, funny intro music stuff, but I couldn't find anything. Tells you how interested I was in trading yesterday. I was looking for intro music, um, and just playing some things but check out this beauty of a chart. We just sort of were casually looking around yesterday, right? Found this LLY here flagging, and took a trade on it as it kind of came into VWAP, and took a chunk of it off into the, just sort of had an auto order on the bulk of it. Took it off at I don't know what was that. I can't remember what percentage. Maybe 25% ish. I can't remember what it was set at. And then had some trailers on, and bingo bango took this one took this one off into this push here this morning at like 118%. Sure wish I had at least left one little trailer on, because that thing is just out of here today. What a great trade, and what an easy low stress trade. I mean, we had our stop in. I can't even show the previous chart fully with this flag, because this morning it is just absolutely out of here, going off the top of the chart. But it was a nice little low stress trade. Little lotto we took out of the money options, expiring this week, and I think somebody in here said they're still have a few. Who is that? Who still has a few? Felix, well done, man. That's awesome. We were also looking yesterday at coin, and this on this 195-minute chart here. And we talked a little bit about, because it's such an options were so expensive on it, doing a little put credit spread in for Friday. I ended up buying this in a larger, longer term account, and this morning it was up quite a bit, still up. But this looks to me, I mean, if you look here, and if you have some time on your options, or you bought shares, this thing is primed to fire, and this is a nice long squeeze. It's been a while since I've been in a really great daily squeeze. I mean, this isn't necessarily, well, not necessarily. It's not set up on the daily. It's got one dot, but just I really like this pattern. So I'm looking for that to move into that, sort of 360, 380 area, over the next couple of weeks. So that's a nice one. I don't know if anybody picked that one up. And then Hood. We were looking at Hood yesterday, but didn't take a trade on it. I know D-Man did this morning. which is awesome. And then we were also looking at KMX, which didn't take off yet, but I do really like this chart. Looking for this to kind of break. Let's go to like a 65. Might be a little bit better. Looking at this to break this trend line, even though, as you can see, that it's not a true trend line because there's a double top up here. The only thing that I was looking at this morning on this, let me get rid of our test there. The only thing that it's making me slightly nervous on this trade is when we come out to like a daily chart, right? And we look at, this green high area, right? So this is the daily. The pattern we're looking at is right here, right? But we've come up into this resistance spot. And if we even go out to like a weekly, we're really pushing up against that resistance area for this portion of the pattern here, right? So that makes me a little nervous on that play. And the fact that we are in kind of a double top situation. If we get rid of this trend line, you can see that we're kind of in this double top situation, and now we're kind of moving down, and we're not pushing up above our point of control here, right here. That just has me a little nervous. So I don't know that I'm going to be taking this, even though the structure looks good. There's a lot of other factors here that make me a little leery. Yeah, you could play into earnings, but which direction, right? So, if you look at past earnings, this looks like it faded into earnings, right? This one rose into earnings a little bit, right? This one faded into earnings, right? And then gapped down. So being so close, what about this one? This one rose into earnings. So I don't know. Given that we're close to earnings, we could play for another touch of kind of this 86.50 area, right? But to me, this feels like a leave it alone or day trade it. For me, right? I mean, please do whatever you want. I mean, this pattern here does look really nice. And I say all those things, and then we could be up here in 2 days. I don't know. I'm just trying to show the ability to look at charts both in the shorter term when you have a nice setup, and then zooming out and looking at it on a larger term and seeing if it's going to fit your risk profile. I have no idea if SMCI will have good earnings or not. I know nothing about their fundamentals, so I do not know. I can tell you what I think of the chart. Chart looks like it's in a downtrend. A longer term downtrend. This is a daily chart, and maybe fill in that gap. I don't know. Yeah, but I have no idea what they'll do for earnings. No clue. And then the other one we were looking at, or the other one I was playing earlier this week, was D-Dog. And I just didn't feel like taking the additional risk, and so I took this off, and this thing, formed a nice pattern, here, consolidated, and then over the last 2 days, boom. So that was a great one. I think D-Man was playing that one from yesterday, I believe. I wasn't paying as much attention. WSM, what is Fog? What is? Oh yeah. Oh, what do you want me to check on it? It looks pretty good. And I'm assuming this is an earnings play. I mean, what do you want me to check on it? He should be ringing the cash register. Is this one of those things where you guys punk me by asking me to look at things that are making what are we making new highs? Yeah. Whoops. Am I being punked again, Fog? Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine that we are real close to the target. Yeah, that's it's currently at what would be the 1272. If you're playing this for a push up, I don't know, it might be targeting 190. I don't know. It looks great. It looks great. I would assume you're in profits. AMD, yeah, AMD. The overall chart does it's in a bit of a down trend consolidation. Well, this is a massive, sort of sideways action. But it's going to have squeezes because this, this pattern is shaping up, and that's obviously going to create this sort of sideways action is going to create a lot of squeezes. It's probably got, what did you say? It's got squeezes on 5 or 6 time frames, and that makes sense to me. I kind of see a little bit of a head and shoulders here. I do like this move up from 2 days ago. But just like anything, it looks nice. It might continue its move up. I guess that's almost a double top. This one's just a little bit lower, it seems like. Let's get in a little closer. But yeah, see, this is what's creating the. Yeah, that's pretty much a double top. Here's your point of control. You could play down into that level as a stop. I don't dislike it as a trade idea. It's going to come out of that squeeze one way or the other, and the current, mini trend is up. I don't dislike that play. It reminds me of people always used to give me a bunch of crap because I always used to say, I don't hate that instead of I like that. Trader G, you feel like a high compression squeeze fires in the counter trend direction? Interesting. Be something to chart. See what the consistency is on that. Nate's targeting 190 or 200 on, what was it? It was the W. I closed it already. WSM. Let's see if we can find another trade here to do. Does anybody have any other charts they want me to look at really quick before we start looking around? I kind of like. When did we say SMCI earnings was? Tonight? No. Is this supposed to be? Did I read that wrong? Did somebody ask me if I thought? Oh yeah. I don't see, and I see Easy Trader calling that out. Yeah, I don't see earnings for SMCI tonight or tomorrow. I don't see that until February. Yeah, they had earnings earlier in November. Unless you're seeing something I'm not. Yeah, good call. I didn't catch that when I looked at it. I just assumed that uh, earnings was correct. It is showing on Thinkorswim that SMCI is earnings tonight or tomorrow. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, yes. Good old Microsoft. You're gonna fog. You're punking me now. I'm wise to your game. I don't even have to pull up the chart. I know Microsoft 78 is extended. Yeah, I'm not falling for your little reindeer games anymore. That's like saying, hey, check out the LLY chart on the 30 minute. Is it a good time for an entry? Oh, AMD's making a little tiny move. What a beauty. Or yeah, hey, what do you think, Nate, of D-Dog? Is it time to get in? All right. Now I'm not going to look at any of your charts anymore because I know you're trying to punk me. Yeah, so sometimes earnings are not listed right um, between two things. Let's see here. Take two. Ooh, yeah. I do like take two. Let's see. Man, look at that. Just I was ready to get out of here. But when is the question? We've got momentum working up on the 78. We've got rounding momentum on the 130. And we're just starting a squeeze on the 195 and nothing on the daily just yet. Man, a move up into 200. I do kind of like this. How do the options look on take two? Pretty good. Pretty good. By the 190s maybe? For December 20th? I like that. Where's my risk? Buy it here. Man, I wouldn't want to risk down into there. Really, we're up here on this point of control. We're right into that point of control. Maybe risk down into here. Which is really kind of a value area. Interesting. Then our high's up here. So our risk reward looks like, if we risk down into there, hold on. It's not bad. 1 to 2.5-ish. And that's only up into the new high. So then if we backed out a little bit, it's basically that 190 level. Yeah, I like that play. See if we can get a decent entry. Maybe 187.64. On the December 20th 190s. Oh. I do like that. Kind of that little this wick down is pretty ugly. That was an ugly close that day. I bet that stopped a lot of people out. Ugly close. Yeah, I like that chart. Okay, so SMCI might be issuing updates 12.5, 12.17 potentially. So just be aware. I mean, and you can see, let's go back to SMCI on a larger time frame, although that chart looked pretty tasty. Yeah, it's just a little, things are a little shady. There's some question on whether there's going to be an update to earnings. Like this is for me. This I mean for me it's just it's a stay away. I'm not even gonna mess with it. But if you are, just be aware that there could be a surprise at any moment, and it could be a good surprise or a bad one. Schwab says earnings 12.5. Yeah, there's just some question over what the accurate information is. So therefore, I'm gonna stay away. Easy peasy, right? No need to put my money at risk in something that I, feel like I would have absolutely zero control over. Right? Then it's just gambling. So I do like this take two chart. Man, that thing is. This was the pattern to play right here. And what a great move out of there. Coin was yesterday. Um, I bought in a smaller account a put credit spread for Friday, and then in a larger account I bought shares in looking for a larger move, and then we also kind of marked up. If we came down into this level here, a secondary trade could be something more like a 295 to 290 for the following expiration. And then you're letting theta work for you, that theta decay work for you. And the reason we were looking at a put credit spread is because the options are just so expensive, and so it's really hard to play those with a smaller account. And also just be aware that at 1:40 Eastern today, Powell talks. Right about the time Nate starts his presentation, and we're all going to be in there for that, right? His sector strike presentation. So probably a good time just to not really be in the market and go watch that presentation in case there's any volatility from his talk. Yeah, Polaris, I am still doing zero TTE, zero DTE, sorry, SPX spreads and iron butterflies. I'm still playing with the strategies, and I'm also playing with an automated strategy, and I'm just kind of gathering data on that. But yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the spreads and the butterflies using premium, letting premium work in your favor is a great way to you know have kind of a low stress strategy that you're not carrying things overnight either, which is great. Yeah, yeah, John. It sounds like that would be the case, but it never is. It's just a happy accident, which is funny. Um, I did not talk about the SE chart, but I do like the SE chart. That's a great thing to bring up, Chris. So Nate likes this SE chart. I mean, this is a beauty right here. Um, we're kind of consolidating high and tight near these highs, um, and we're kind of right under 120, which I think will kind of act as a bit of a magnet. Um, and I can't. What did he get? He got the. Did he get anything, or is he just eyeballing? Looks like he's just eyeballing. Am I wrong? I don't think he's taken an SE trade yet. He just likes it. Correct? Yeah, he's just eyeballing it. So, he's playing really. I mean, the overall pattern, but he's playing this consolidation here, right? That's not even really. This is more of a right. The optimal entry, I would think. Well, if I could learn to use my charts. First time. Okay, I think an optimal entry here is going to be somewhere around 113.50 if it can come down into this area. But you can kind of see there's a little mini a little mini rising trend happening there. Um, and if it gets up and above this value area high here, right? I know I just put a lot of lines on this chart, so if that becomes confusing, I apologize. But you can see, excuse me, you can see, I should use my cough button. We had a little fake break out of this, consolidation pattern, and then we had a little fake breakdown, and now it's working its way back up into resistance up here on this value area node, right? It's a kind of a bigger node like that. So what I would want to see for an actual trade would be something down into here for a for a bounce off of that over under level point of control, right? Or if it's going to go from here, I'd like to see it convincingly move up. It'll probably find this area as a bit of resistance, and then come back in here and find support here, which you can see it did not as it came down through. And then a move like that. That's what I would be looking for. And so I would most likely not try to catch this little break. It's got to get up above. It's got to get up above that if it's going to go. But I do like this trade a lot. It's just not quite at a spot where I'm ready to buy, and I'm assuming Nate's has the same thought, right? He's waiting for it to come into a little bit more of a good entry spot where you're going to get better risk reward, right? So if we go like here, we're going to buy it here, and your stop is down here, and your target is, I don't know, let's just play out a plan, right? Our target would be there at 119, right? So then you bring your value in. You're basically a 1-to-1 risk reward, and that's not good enough in my opinion, right? So I'd want to take an entry at a lower point if this is my stop level, and then if I can wait and be patient, and here we'll put an alert in. We'll put an alert in at 114 just to know that it's coming down, right? Now, when it comes down into this level or near this level, it's going to alert me, and now I'm looking at a 1-to-4 risk to reward. That's correct, Finnegan. It gives you basically your risk to reward as a number, but yeah, it's basically a 1-to-1. In this case, 3.99 is a 1-to-4. Nice, Felix. Well done. That's exactly what we want, right? Entry on take two is there. Let's see. Oh yeah. We're down into that level. All right, now our risk reward is, essentially 1-to-4. What does it look like on a smaller time frame? Yeah, so here's the take two, the 190s. I'm going to try them right here. I have a clear stop area in place if it wants to continue to drift, right? And I know what my risk reward is, so I'm going to give that one a shot. And I'm not going to play with a ton of size, just because we've got Powell speaking a little bit later. What is it? 12. Yeah. So in an hour and change, the market's at all-time highs. Both the Qs and the SPY are at all-time highs, and you know, something could happen. I don't have a lot of size on now across the board. I'm just taking some day trades and just, you know, trying to be smart about how much money I'm putting at risk at any given time, especially overnight. So anyway, that's it for me today. I'm gonna jump off because I'm gonna get ready to sit and listen to Nate's sector strike presentation at 1:45, and see you guys in there. But I'll be in chat here throughout the day. I know they're shutting the room down while that goes on, but up until then, I'll be in chat. Yes, you did miss me on. I've been on for like the last, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. Paul, I can't tell you what to do. I don't. What he could say could excite the market, right? Just I would expect that there might be some volatility, even just from the algos that are listening to his words and trying to figure out which way the market's going to go. Just expect a little bit of volatility. So. All right, I will talk to you all later and see you in the sector mission strike. Sector strike mission briefing. Sorry, said that backwards. All right, talk to you all later.